Hi, my name is Ryan. I'm the owner of Classic Shoe and Leather Service in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a third generation cobbler with over 30 years experience. Our facility repairs all leather items. Come on in, let's see what we're repairing today. All right, so we have an interesting video for tonight. We'd like to do a bunch of stretch videos, but we wanted to do kind of just kind of an all around generic one. Um, it's the end of the day. We have a bunch of stretches to do at the end of the day. So we wanted to go through and show you a variety of the different types of stretches that we do. So we're going to go through, do a bunch of these, come back and show you what we did and the variety of all the different types. It's very repetitive and how they look in process. It'll be interesting. There's all sorts of ones in here. We get stretched in the calf and the vamps, and we get stretched in the lengths, and we'll get bunions. You know, just a bunch of different kinds. We have a bunch of different shoes here, so of all types. Belgian loafers are cool. We did top soles on these. By the way, if you have Belgian loafers, definitely want to do top soles on those. They wear out real quick. But that was a side note. Anyway, we'll be back in a few minutes. Well, just a second for you, and hope you enjoy it. Okay, so we've put everything together, and we're going to go through and show you what we did. So let's start off with the boots. We'll go over to the corner here. We have some Moscatos that we did just calf stretching. We have some shark boots that we did calf stretching. These are fun because these are actually out of town. This young lady lives in Austin, Texas, so we're going to be mailing these back to her. So the fun part about doing stretching on people that live out of town is you have to wear the stretches pretty much immediately upon them coming off stretcher, within 24 hours roughly. So we have to ship them back to her in a 24-hour period so that she can go ahead and start wearing them. We're going to be able to do that for her, no problem. We do have a stretch here. This one's an interesting one because we're both stretching the top of the calf and we're stretching the lower part of the vamp and the ankle at the same time. You can see that by looking at the wedges, and if you look real closely in here, you'll see that this wedge has actually been turned around. That means that the largest part of the wedge is reversed down in this portion, causing a spread both in the ankle as well as the top. All right, then we have this one. We're mainly focused on the top portion of the calf on this one. This one focused on the large portion of the calf all the way up. We have top calf stretches on these. The reason that these are laying down is because of the zippers in these two. The zipper goes most of the way up. We want to stretch the top portion of the calf right here. These have done really, really well. These are the same way. They're doing really well. You can feel that they're very tight right there. These are their first time through. They're doing excellent so far. The zipper's doing nicely, no problems, no buckling. We're stretching the lengths in the Gucci's here and a little bit of width in the toes. We got a little crepe piece in the back here to give it a little buffer so we're not putting too much pressure on the heel. We want to mainly focus on stretching the length in the toes. We're stretching the ball and the toes on these, so we have a little bit of room in the toes, most of it in the ball. We're stretching the vamp on these. The way that we accomplish this is we have a leather half sole portion, just an old piece of half sole material stuck into the vamp material here, and the stretcher stretch sideways against that to push against the vamp. That gets it from the low portion of the ball all the way to the high portion of the vamp. This is for being able to turn the ankle into the shoe when you have a problem articulating your ankle into the boot. All right. These are all toe stretches. This is a toe stretch. This is a toe stretch for both length and width in the toes. This is actually the example that I was just showing you over there on those black boots. If you look, you can see the leather wedge piece right here. That goes all the way down to about right here, and you can see that the single star stretcher, which is just a one-way stretcher, is pushed sideways against this and against the leather piece, against the sole, the bottom portion of the shoe, to create the form, push against that. We're stretching out length on this one specifically, not actually too much in the width of the toes, but more specifically in the length, so we actually are focusing on stretching out the heel on that one. These are just the length of the toes, length and toes on those. You can see once again we're not really putting too much pressure on the heels. That's why we have the crepe portion in the back. These were actually stretching the bunion. She has a bunion on the big toe knuckle of each of her feet. So we're making sure that she has a little pocket there for the bunion to go in so that it doesn't get any friction or pressure put on the bunion, which is one of the reasons that bunions grow and get inflamed and become agitated and painful. So stretching out your bunion areas in your shoes prevents that and makes that much more comfortable when you have that problem. These are some pumps, some high heel ankle boot pumps, and we're stretching out the ball and the vamp in that area. And that's pretty much it. That's just kind of a roundabout of some general stretches we can do. We basically, what I tell people is I can stretch the overall area of a shoe or a boot, the entire thing, or I can stretch all the way down to the size of a dime. Anywhere you want, overall, does not matter where. We have all sorts of different types of stretchers, and I adjust our stretchers to make things fit no matter where I want. If I need to use something to make it work, I figure out a way. So I've gotten a couple of questions about people going to places and cobblers telling them that this can't be done. It can definitely be done. You can stretch leather. Leather is an incredible material. It's wonderfully malleable. It's one of the most beautiful things to work with as far as an artist could be concerned. I love working with leather, and I hope that anybody should be able to do this. You can see it's beautiful to work with. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much. Have a good night.